very quiet. I'm doing my best trying to hide from the stalkers. You didn't see me, right? All right, so, hey, hi, how you doing? Eagle Falcon here, and welcome to the house that nobody put a bid on. I'm dead serious. I literally won this house because nobody bid on it, and one of my raid mates kept complaining that there was an empty lot next to her house. So on an impulse, I just went ahead and put in one bid. I was the only bid. I won. The housing market in this game is stupid. Anyway, I'm here to talk about Echo Vault. So I already talked about this very briefly in a previous video. And actually, I had another update video planned, but unfortunately I had DaVinci Resolve version problems. I couldn't get the video edited in time. Edited in time. And by the time everything got resolved with my version incompatibility and got it all fixed, yeah, more information came out and I just decided, screw it, I gotta go make a new video. Anyway, a couple of things have happened since then. First off, we now know who Echo Vault Dev is. It is Architect Rose, to the surprise of literally no one. If you don't know who Architect Rose is, they are the person who did the Memoria project, who then shut down the project after getting doxxed. Now, I know this is going to sound like a bold statement. Doxing people is bad. In fact, trying to do any activity to go ahead and stalk, harass, and that sort of things is bad, which makes it extra ironic that the person who just got doxxed decided, man, I'm gonna go ahead, make a very obvious exact same project, keep comparing to the exact same project, use a totally different name that's totally different, by the way, and then enough breadcrumbs, yeah, it's them. I also had a chat with some other people, I can't reveal their identities, that pretty much confirmed, yeah, it's the same person. I don't know why. I don't know why you'd be this stupid. I really don't know. Like, you would think if you're gonna go ahead and do this sort of thing, you'd have a little bit of self-awareness, but apparently not. They are that oblivious. Now, their Discord is still very, very actively talking about harassment, still to this day. Now, they did do one very, very smart thing. They took out on their Discord the channel that was mocking all the complaints about them. They had a Discord channel. They literally went ahead and threw every single complaint about them that they thought was hilarious and put it into a channel as though to shame them, like it was a wall of shame. Which, by the way, if you're trying to claim that you're not for stalking or harassment, it's not a good look. They did get rid of it though. I guarantee you someone has a log of it. I guarantee it. People have a log of it. And you'll also notice one other thing here that's actually incredibly brilliant. They launched a second plugin called Ward Watch. So they have the stalking website that tracks characters and their alts, but then they also went ahead and included another plugin to let you know if people that blacklisted you are nearby. But they're not. They are a census service, by the way. That is the pitch, that Echo Vault is a census service. But in any case, yeah, the wall of shame is gone, which is a shame because I actually had a well-crafted, I spent a whole 10 minutes on it, legal argument as to what they were doing and the various laws that they could in fact be breaking. There's only one downside to my legal argument, and it wasn't anything they mentioned. The legal argument that I would have in trying to press charges is very simple. They never got me. By the way, they never got any of my alts either. If they did, it would show here because the plugin, of course, does track alts because, of course, it says so. But yeah, they didn't get me at all. So I have no case at all in trying to say that this plugin is a danger to me because it can be used to stalk me in a digital space. I can't make that claim. Someone else might be able to. I don't have a case. They are, however, still distributing spyware. which is a concern, though good luck trying to get anyone to take up that case, because you're not going to be able to prove that it is taking any sort of real data, because it's closed sourced and its intent is to track in a digital space. So that argument is also pretty weak. In fact, realistically, there is only one person that has the best legal case in going after these guys, and it's very simple. It's Square Enix. In the actual FF14 support center, they do have a section specifically for this sort of thing. It is called the Special Task Force. What you're going to want to do is go ahead and actually report the use of a third-party software, or this might fall under other violations since they are exploiting the game and taking advantage of a vulnerability. Now, I want to stress something, because one of the biggest fears that's going to come up right away with suggesting this is, what about all the other plugins? What about all the other mods? Well, here's the thing with that. Of course, one of the risks of going ahead and reporting is the fear that FF14 is going to take action against what I'm going to refer to as Project D. Project D, if you don't know, is basically one of the core components to the modding scene in FF14. The thing is that I feel pretty confident that they're not going to go after that, because a while back, in fact, according to this date, because I went ahead and had to dig this up, almost a year ago. Oh my god, has it been that long? Wow, it does not feel like that long ago. Almost a year ago, Final Fantasy XIV went ahead and sent a cease and desist to a pretty widely used mod called Mare Synchronos. The reason they went ahead and hit this particular mod so hard is simply because it allowed people to claim fake valor, and also because it could be used for people to circumvent the cash shop. Okay, so people could go ahead and use it to show off gear they normally wouldn't have, but also use it to go ahead and get items to appear on themselves and to other people that you normally couldn't get unless you went ahead and paid money. So it interfered with the cash shop. It interfered with actual gameplay, because what's the point of going ahead and spending a whole lot of time to go ahead and get this, that, or the other piece from a Savage, an Ultimate, or whatever, if you're just going to go ahead and use this. So they went ahead and cracked down on it. All right, I get why they did it. You know, that's not here or there. The thing is that if they wanted to go after this as hard as people think they want to go after it, they wouldn't have gone after Mare Synchronos. Or actually, they could have gone after Mare Synchronos, but they would have also gone after Project D, the backbone to the entire modding scene. And in fact, shortly after they went ahead and, you know, basically shut down Mare Synchronos, which, by the way, is way more fun than Mare. Come on, just say it. You know you want to. Mare Synchronos. You sound like a wizard. Anyway, they went ahead and put out this post. This was posted on August 27th of 2025. This is regarding mod usage and the culture. And Naoki Yoshida he went out there straight up and said, look, I get it. Modding exists. We know modding exists. We don't care what you do as long as it's only visible to you. And it basically just laid down their guidelines for it. All right. They don't care about mods as long as it A, doesn't give you an unfair advantage, and B, is just cosmetic to how you play. They know it's going to happen. They know people are going to go ahead and put Master Chief in whatever the heck that one game is that went viral, which still gets me to chuckle every time. Is this game modded? No. Anyway, they know what's going to happen. If they were going to go after Project D and shut down all of modding and set it back a massive amount of years, trust me, they would have done it. They just don't want the rules of the game circumvented. And I hate to break it to you, this right here, the whole thing that says you can tell if someone who blacklisted you is near you is circumventing the rules of the game. They take one step forward in trying to be more acceptable by taking down their wall of shame because they were being a child, and then take one step, several steps backwards, in fact, because now not only are you putting out a Stalker app for people to use in game, which they already shut down once with Player Scope. And by the way, the argument that there are 5 other ones and those are still fine, they're fine because nobody knows about them. None of the other Stalker apps out there are dumb enough to go ahead and put a massive website bragging how they have almost 150,000 victims indexed with 13 million sightings of players because you went ahead and got your little troll buddies to go ahead and scope out Balmung. The wrong one. Well, anywhere really. I've seen a lot of these are also on, other servers. Although I don't know, why aren't they like scoping out like Solution 9? I'm actually legitimately surprised just for having to gather up for raid night that I've been caught on this. I passed by big crowds just onto our raiding meeting spot. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, this is the whole thing with this. You're gonna have a hard time trying to say, you're fine. You really aren't. You're going ahead and making a plugin that is in fact circumventing the rules of the game. You are in fact making tools that are making the game environment more hostile for people who want to do bad things. You're not helping your case. And if your goal really was just to be a character index site or to make a census, here's a big question for you. Why on earth are you not just making a crawler to go ahead and skim lodestone? There's no rule against that. If the goal is to have a character index, go scope the lodestone. That's all the publicly available information. But no, I gotta go ahead and make a plugin that's going ahead and grabbing information that's not on the lodestone, and then try to say that I'm not making a stalking tool. Come on, man. You're not fooling anyone. In any case, let's just wrap this up. Down below here, you're gonna find links that you can go ahead and use to go ahead and report this sort of thing. If you just want to get rid of plugins like this that are just going ahead and making things more dangerous. The actual link to report this to Square Enix, because they're the ones that are suffering the most from it, are right down there. In addition, I have also included the link to complain to the support of the web host that the website is on, if you'd rather go that route. In the end, I think the only way this is going to get resolved is just to have Square take care of it. They're the ones that suffer the most. They have the most grounds that if he is going to be stupid enough to go ahead and ignore a cease and desist, then they're going to be the ones to go ahead and take him to court and take him for everything he's worth because he's stupid enough to ignore a cease and desist. The end game for this sort of website is painfully obvious. It has no future outside of being ceased and desisted out of existence. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, they go after you for monetary damages. I mean, honestly, a site like this sort of setup should have never happened. If you wanted to go ahead, like he said he did, want to go ahead and just make a database to index characters, then make a web trafficker for the lodestone. It's not that hard. Instead of doing all this stuff, which then puts you into legal hot water. It's mind-blowingly stupid how much this one idiot thinks that they know best, when in reality they continue to take the stupidest steps I think they could have possibly made. That's gonna do it for me. I hope you learned something from this. I swear I'm gonna have a video that is a lighter note soon. Feel free to share this around, comment down below if you got nice or bad things to say to me. I really don't care. But like I said, information is down below as you need it. Have a good day. Bye.